All right, so real quick, I just want to cover off on point discovery within the Airoverse facilities portal. This is different than your BACnet type point discovery where you're actually discovering points. With our system, everything is pre-configured. So through the menu selections, you add different types of zones. You add your VVT zone or your VAV zone or your rooftop unit or whatever. You add those in, and then the predefined widgets show up. So if you're watching this, I assume you've seen these predefined widgets before. So you see all these points here, and it shows you the trend value of those points. Then there's all sorts of tuners and configuration parameters and whatnot. But there's a lot of points that we trend behind the scenes that aren't part of this predefined widgets. And if I collapse that, there's analytics, you can do point summaries, you can do, summary tables. There's all sorts of advanced tools that depend on being able to find the point that you're looking for. So here to do, kind of your point exploration, we're going to go to Site Explorer. And within Site Explorer, what it's showing you is I'm on the DMI Charleroi office. And there's 3,200 points in this building. And because everything is menu based, any like point is going to have the exact same like tag definition and exact same name, just with a different prefix of the zone that it's connected to. So if I'm trying to learn and educate myself about the data that's in here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick one of the rooms that has the type of zone that I want to connect to. So I know we have a gym, which is a hyperstat. It's a rooftop unit. And here you can see I've got my room, I've got my device, and I've got my equip. So different types of points come with each one of these. So if I choose the room, it's going to have all of like my logical points. I choose equip, it should have the exact same points, except maybe minus a schedule point that goes with the room. And then if I choose device, it adds in physical points. So if you see that behind here, we're watching the point count change. So it's 106 points with the equip or the room, so it's the same set of points. And then when I add the device, it adds another amount of physical device points. So if I choose those two, I have all points that are associated with the basement gym. And that's 133 points. And as I go down, you can see what types of points I've got: the room, the schedule, the equip, and then a whole bunch of points. So all my entities are here. And then if I go to my display name, let's go down a little bit so I can see my force occupied time. This right here is the point name. So a lot of the time that's kind of the logical thing for you to look at as a user. And then what you can do is you can start searching tags. And this is meant to be fairly intuitive, at least in the beginning. So if I want to see all of my temperature points, I'm going to type in a temp tag. And just like that, I went from 133 to 11 points. That's going to be associated with my gym hyperstat. And any of these points that are available on any of the other stats in the building are all going to be have the same sets of tags. So 11 is manageable for me to look through. Let's say we're just doing something simple right now. Let's do, this is my current temperature. This is the current space temperature. So if I want to look at the tags, I can click right here. And when I click there, it's going to show me all the tags and their values. So if you're familiar with Project Haystack, all my marker tags, the value is going to be marker. But there's a lot of key value pairs in here that can be used for your advanced queries when you're using something like analytics or alert builder or summary table builder or the equipment graphic builder. All the videos that I'll create after this. So just like that, you've got your point kind of discovery. The other thing you can do here is sometimes when you're looking at like tuner points or configuration points, temperature's too simple for that. But if I wanted to, I can turn on view historized data and current value. And what that's going to do is it's going to populate, it's going to do a one-time read on all of these points and show me what the current value is and at what levels in the priority array it's reading. So you can see these points, and sometimes that gives you clues as to what the point is. I can also hover over here and see kind of a spark graph that gives me a little bit more info on it. Let's see if I can find a writable point. That's about it. That's good for now. But yeah, this is kind of, once you learn to use this tool and use the tagging, you can really become a master at some of those other tools that we'll cover in other